So I just deleted my account. Here it says your account will be deleted on January 29, 2024. Alright, so it was around 3 weeks ago from the same hotel that I recorded the video of me deleting my Instagram. I think I was really down bad at that point. I was under the influence of Xanax, Valium, Kratom, and I was just a complete mess. I think the video of that title was Men's Mental Health or whatever, and I was in such a bad emotional state. But the reason I made that video and the reason I deleted my account was because I was under the influence of all these different substances, and I decided to open my Instagram, scrolling through people's stories that I've used to know over the years, some people that I didn't necessarily even know but looked up to, such as like fitness influencers or role models and such. But the fact of the matter is, so much of what you see online is fake. It's only a fraction of the person's life. It's only what they choose to show. They don't show the boring, they don't show the mundane, they don't show the day-to-day daily tasks like making your bed, vacuuming, cooking food, unless you're a cooking channel. That's separate. But for the rare occasion, people are only showing highlights of their moments of life, making everything seem as though it's perfect. And for someone like me that lives on comparison, it was just detrimental to my mental health. Now, it took me being under the influence of substances that made it feel even worse. So on that day, I decided to not just deactivate my account, but actually delete it. Because there's been numerous times throughout this year or last year where I've just deleted the app, but I've kept the account. And then when I've been traveling throughout Vietnam or the Philippines or wherever I've been around the world, I eventually reinstall the app to see what people are up to, because the boredom gets the best of me. But now my account is going to be deleted January 29th. If I don't re-log in before then, which is in 7 days, everything is going to be gone. There is no going back. There is no way of me retrieving my Instagram account back. I'm not some famous influencer or famous celebrity that can call up someone who works at Instagram, hey, can you do this favor for me? Can you reinstate my app? No, it doesn't work that way. I'm just your average Joe who had barely had any followers. I had my little fitness influencer run, which was just going nowhere. And I didn't want to play the algorithm game. I didn't want to play the Instagram game of, flexing this and that. Posting X amount of times per day, posting X amount of reels per day. And it's not like I can't. Privileged background, but that doesn't mean I go flaunting money. I go flaunting, when I fly business class, etc. and things like that. Maybe I might mention it in 1 or 2 posts, but that's such a minor fraction of what I actually put on my Instagram. I'm not trying to impress anybody. The majority of my Instagram was just me doing short form content, short form reels of me going to the gym when I started my fitness journey. I would go to the gym, I would cut everything up, I would make like day 1, day 2, day 3. Eventually that got to the point where I was duetting people like ski mask duets, trying to gain more Instagram notoriety, and then I was doing these cringy yoga and meditation shorts. But what all that taught me was that nobody really cared about me. I was seeking validation from external sources, doing all these mindful activities, all these productive habits, but was I really doing them for myself, or was I doing them for other people and for other people's appraisal? Deleting Instagram this year has been one of the most profound decisions, along with giving up Xanax, because I fell down the benzodiazepine rabbit hole. I was taking diazepam, which is Valium. I was taking Xanax, which is alprazolam, and then I was experimenting with Kratom once I got back from Vietnam here in Thailand. And this concoction of drugs was just leading me into a zombified state where I couldn't think straight. Literally, my vision went blurry, and I had trouble typing on my phone, trouble typing on my laptop, but that's not the purpose of this video. I just want to discuss the benefits of deleting social media, because it's not only Instagram I've deleted my Discord accounts, which are now gone completely. I've deleted my Twitter account. I was never really that affiliated with Twitter, and I've deleted my TikTok account. Now, I do admit that I reinstalled TikTok last week because I got back into the gym. It was my first week back, and I wanted to do this like 365 transformation progress. So I wanted to post myself one day at a time, but all that did was a waste of time. If you truly want to see change, if you truly want to be consistent in your life, all you have to do is show up. Change doesn't happen overnight. Now, I might do a 1-year transformation because I still have a bunch of old clips from my hard drive when I did first start. So I can do like a 2-year transformation. I can just pull up an old clip from the hard drive and be like, yo, make an edit from this and that from the footage that I do have. But even then, when I reinstalled my Instagram last week, immediately I caught myself thinking in these negative thinking patterns, thinking in these negative loop patterns of, oh, likes, subscribers, view count, external metrics which really don't matter. So immediately within 30 minutes, I deleted the app again. So I just want to say that I am confident with this decision of deleting my Instagram once and for all. I'm not coming back. I've had my stints throughout the years where I've deleted the entire account and then I've come back, added people that I used to know and things like that. But it gets to the point where it just gets so old and repetitive that what am I doing with my life? Like, Instagram holds no value over me. By me deleting Instagram, deleting all my social media, it's literally forced me to live in the present moment. When I'm in public, when I'm in the park, when I'm commuting on public transport, whether it be the bus or the SkyTrain, I'm no longer looking at my phone like 95 or 99% of the people. The other day as well, I saw someone with their headphones on. It's a busy city and a noisy city where I live, but they had like noise cancelling headphones on and they were literally walking around reading a physical book. I have never seen that in my sight. Someone simultaneously walking around and reading a book in the busy city where there were a lot of people around him, having to avoid people while reading pages. It literally blew my mind and amazed me that such a being existed, like being able to accomplish such a feat. Because these days when you walk around, everyone's just glued to their screens, especially here in Southeast Asia, and I would probably assume in other countries in Asia, people are just glued to their screen. They are watching TikToks, watching short form content, watching irrelevant entertainment that doesn't bring any value or purpose to their life. And that's exactly what Instagram is. That's exactly what TikTok is. That's exactly what Twitter is. You're just being bombarded with all this information that your brain can't comprehend. The human mind wasn't built to have this infinite flow of information coming into it, especially with the new algorithms where you have endless scroll, where your likes your explore page are dictated by the algorithm, which is dictated by what you like and you don't like, what you engage with and what you don't engage with. Because at the end of the day, the main quota of these platforms is to keep you hooked. Even YouTube, keep you hooked and keep you watching as long as possible so that they can steal your data, siphon your data, sell it offshore, and then hit you with ads to make the most amount of money from you. You're just cattle in the grand scheme of things. You're the consumer and they're the creator. And I don't want to be a consumer of this technology that's detrimental to society, that's causing higher suicide rates among teens, that's causing higher depression rates amongst the youth, amongst people. And it's just glorifying materialism, it's glorifying capitalism, it's glorifying everything that I used to stand against. When I was in high school, when Instagram first came around, I'm not sure when Instagram first came around, but when I was in high school, senior year of high school, I'm 27 years old now, so this was like 2014. A lot of my classmates had Instagram, but I was against that. It was just, at the time, I think it was just like a picture app. You're taking pictures of food or taking pictures of that and this, and I was just against it. I just didn't see the point. Lots of girls taking selfies, multiple selfies, may I mind you, trying to get the perfect angle, trying to get the perfect lighting, and there's no reason to do that. It doesn't bring anything to your life. Sure, taking photos can capture memories. Sure, creating videos can capture memories, but you don't have to share them on a social media platform. You can make them for yourself. That's why I enjoy YouTube as a medium, because I get to freely express myself. I don't care about the likes or the subscribers or the numbers the way I did when I first started. None of that is relevant. All of that is relevant anymore. Like, yeah, it would be great if I blew up, but then what? Then I would have all these eyeballs on me contradicting my every move, and the bigger you get, the more haters you get, and it's just a never-ending nightmare. I feel like being a small creator who nobody knows about allows you to have the ultimate form of expression, because you get to just experiment with what you want, you get to post what you want, and you don't really have all these eyeballs on you to give a fuck about. So that's what I've been doing lately. Now I'm going to talk about some of the positive benefits from me deleting my Instagram. Since I deleted my Instagram and all of my other social media, I've been a lot more focused. I feel like Instagram and TikTok in particular were ruining my attention span. I couldn't sit down sometimes and get through a full movie without picking up my phone and scrolling. I couldn't read a book for more than a few pages at a time without getting bored. I couldn't do very mundane tasks without playing music, without listening to a podcast, without having some form of stimulation in my mind constantly playing, because I couldn't be left alone with my own thoughts. And I'm a millennial. I'm born in 1996. It's worse for Gen Z, and I'm not sure if there's a Generation Alpha. I don't know what becomes before Gen Z, but it makes me feel worse for these kids that have grown up on these devices their whole entire lives. Like when I used to game back in the day a few years ago, some of the people I used to game with were older. They would just hand their kids their iPad while they gamed with me, saying, "Oh, go watch this." And when the kid came up to the dad or wanted to play or something, it was just like, "Oh, watch this on your iPad, watch this on your iPad." People were not spending quality time with their children, which changes in the blink of the eye. You grow up in the blink of an eye to instead play video games. And that's a topic for another video and another conversation, but that shit was just so sad to me. And my focus has increased. I don't constantly compare myself to anybody else anymore, and I'm really content with just focusing on my own life. I don't care what all these people that I used to know throughout the years are fucking doing with their lives. I truly don't. Like, they could be living their best lives, and it makes no difference to me, because I don't see it, I don't talk to them, I don't contact them, and that's just life. Eventually, life will, no matter how good of a friend you are or friends you are, life drifts people apart. People move to different states, people get different jobs, people eventually migrate and they walk their own journey and their own path in life. Especially in my circumstance where I've gone to international schools, people move around a lot. Now to stay in the same town and to just live and work and know nothing besides the people you grew up around with is another option as well. But that to me just sounds boring, because then you don't get to expand your worldview, you don't get to expand your consciousness. And like over here in Bangkok now, I'm faced with beautiful views. There's so much more to the world, and the more I explore, the greater my worldview and the greater my perspective grows. And it's through deleting these social media apps that I'm truly finding out who I am for the first time, without all these distractions, without all these menial devices, without all these vices. If you've been following my channel, I'm also someone who struggled with addiction throughout the years. I've talked about that in previous videos, but I'm not going to mention that now. And I'm truly content with the decision I've made. One more week and I won't have Instagram anymore. And it's not like I'm going to come back. There's nothing for me to come back to Instagram. There would have to be really high incentives. There would have to be cash incentives. But I'm not trying to be some famous influencer. When I was younger, when I was 17, 18, 19, I always wanted to be rich. But I never wanted to be famous, because then I could live in a life of an anonymity and do what I wanted without having the public eye on me. Somewhere along the lines, things shifted. I wanted fame, I wanted attention, I wanted adoration. But I think all that stemmed from insecurities. And mainly social media as well. Like, oh, this person has this many followers. Oh, look at their life. It must be so great. But I don't know. You don't know what happens behind the camera. They could be one of the most miserable people. They could be even more miserable than you and me. Like, some of the happiest seeming people on Instagram live some of the most depressed lives. That's why do you think celebrities or social media influencers and all these people who have this fame and admiration, does it make them feel fulfilled? And does it make them feel like they're leading a purposeful life? That's why there's so many drug overdoses, so much depression, so much mental instability among these people, because social media doesn't fulfill that void of having genuine people around you that can help keep you grounded and make you feel fulfilled in life. So that's really it for this video. A lot's improved about my life since only 3 weeks of me quitting social media. And the worst part of it is, like 2 days ago or something, I was bitchy scrolling through my phone. I was looking for the Instagram app, not remembering that I had deleted it. That's how ingrained that app was in my mind. And going further, and the longer time I spend away from it, the more I'll learn about myself. Yes, sometimes occasionally take the photo. I take a photo, but I take a photo of something that's beautiful. The last time I took a photo was maybe last week. I barely take photos or videos on my phone. That's because partially I have a vlog channel. But even that I've been taking a break from, because I've just been learning to live in the present moment, not having to capture all this beautiful sunset, all this beautiful tree, all this beautiful building, just for the gram, just to get a few clicks and likes and a few quick hits of dopamine from random strangers on the internet, even if I know them. At the end of the day, like I've always said, social media is just validation from strangers, and I don't need anyone to make me feel validated other than my own self. And that's what I'm learning to come to terms with now. It's going to take some time, but at the end of the day, I know this, for me, for my life, for my values, for my morals, is the right choice. And hopefully one day I meet another woman who shares these same values as me. Because for so long, what kept me on social media, what made me inevitably I don't know, my English is my second language, so just bear with me. I'm going to keep this raw and authentic. I don't want to have these cuts unless I stutter really badly. But I don't want to paint a picture or optimize my Instagram profile. There we go. I don't want to optimize my Instagram profile to get the most women attracted to me, to get the most attention, to get high networking events like some of these red pill YouTubers would have you believe, or like these manosphere alpha male people. Oh, you have to optimize your YouTube so you can get the most women, otherwise they're not going to pay attention to you, because that only really
Let's get your IG sorted. Let's get you a bit of puss. Let's get you a bit of money. That's what this channel is all about. Your online presence, that's how you're judged, basically. It's how you walk into the room. No matter where you're at in life right now, if that's not seen online, it doesn't exist. Most people live online. I'm not saying that's good. I think it's a bad thing, but it's just the world. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You got to learn to play the game. So, biggest networking tool you have is Instagram, and 99% of you are fucking it up. Like, I'd look at your Instagram and never message you back. That's 99% of people that message me on IG, because the profile's not optimized and it doesn't build any trust. There's no attraction, there's no status. You've got to give people a little look into your life in a way that makes them think, oh, maybe I'd like to know this guy. And then you can use Instagram in the right way for women, for money, for business, for everything.
Attract shallow people, and I don't want shallow people in my life. I want people that I can share genuine, deep connections with, that I can have deep conversations with, without them asking me about social media. I had Bumble, I had Tinder, I had Hinge. I had a few decent conversations with some of these women, and guess what? On the first day, they would all ask, oh, do you have an Instagram? Maybe even on the second day, oh, do you have an Instagram? Because they want to gauge the kind of person you are based on your curation of yourself. Like, what? You don't know anything about me. I could curate the perfect profile and be the complete opposite. Like, come on now. I feel like we should just get to know each other first, and then if we like each other, exchange social media. But now, since I'm completely off social media, I'm going to find someone else who also shares the same values of not being a fucking Instagram influencer model taking selfies like this every fucking second of the day, or constantly on their phone texting people, or doing this and that. Like, that lifestyle does not appeal to me, no matter how much money you make from it. Like I said, if I made a substantial amount of money, like 6 figures a month off of Instagram, of course I would do it, but even that would take its mental toll on me. I'm not kidding. And to get to that level, it requires so much work. It requires such a waste of time to even get there if you don't have an innate following. If you're building from the ground up, it's near impossible. I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but it's near impossible. It's easier if you're a celebrity or you're someone who's already established. Like, let's say this YouTube channel blows up one day, maybe I will make an Instagram account, or one of my vlog channels blows up, or another channel that I have 3 channels. Actually, I have 4. 3 of them are, one of them, this is the main one, which right now is 1,000 subscribers. I do have a gaming channel, which I don't promote or advertise about. I don't think I've even talked about that in any videos, which has around 8,000 subscribers. I'm going to push that to 10,000, but I'm only going to do so with weekly videos, with which require really a little effort. My vlogs require more effort than that. But that's just as a side little hustle to get some extra pocket money, like $300, $500 a month. You know, it's like simple work for like 1 or 2 hours work. You get $300, $500. I mean, sounds good to me. Anyways, beyond my little rant here, 3 weeks without social media, over 2 weeks since I deleted my Discord account. I don't remember when I deleted my Twitter account. It does not matter. I logged into Instagram last week. Within 30 minutes, I deleted it again, and I will not be reinstalling that piece of garbage, which is also kind of like spyware for the Chinese Communist Party. But that's a whole conversation for another day, and a lot more other YouTubers have covered it in way more depth than I have. So at the end of the day, I just want to remind you guys to live your best life, free from distractions, free from these devices, free from vices. If you've ever struggled with addiction like me, it doesn't even have to be substances. It can be just fast food. It can even just be your social media consumption. And get your head out of the gutter, because that's where my head was when I was consuming all this nonsense. And I just want to remind you guys to just be more mindful of what you consume, not only with the social media habits, but your food, your entertainment, the books you read, the people you listen to, the podcasts you watch. Everything you consume ultimately shapes who you are. And that being said, that also really shapes your unconscious mind, and your unconscious mind controls a lot more than you think. If you have ever had wacky dreams, maybe your unconscious is not the most stable. That's why later on, once I'm more settled down here in the beautiful city of Bangkok, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. I'm going to go condominium hunting this month. I will be seeking out a therapist, and I'll be talking about my past traumas, and maybe I'll document some of that. But I've shared a lot of cringe-worthy moments on this YouTube channel, and I just don't want to be that kind of person anymore. I don't want to be constantly down bad. I want to share more wins than L's, you know. I feel like lately this channel has just been a lot of L's, but one day at a time I'm working on becoming the man that I want to be. I'm taking steps towards becoming that man. And like I said, surround yourself with the right people, and every decision you make, every action you take is a vote for your future self. So truly ask yourself, who do you want to be? At the end of the day, stop sleeping on yourself. Your boy Mitra out. Peace. I love you guys, but really I don't, because I don't know any of you besides a certain few of you watching. Those of you who I do know personally in my personal life, I love you guys. The rest of you guys, I really wish nothing but the best for you. Don't fall into the trap of being like, this guy loves me. Don't fall into the trap of parasocial relationships, which is very common in today's day and age. To end on that little sad note, but there's a lot of parasocial relationships out there, and I used to stream as well, so trust me, I know. People just need to look at themselves in the mirror and reevaluate their lives in order to become their best self. And like me, some people just need to hit a rock bottom in order to become the person that they were meant to be and to become their true self. So I wish you nothing but the best, and if you believe in God, God bless, and otherwise may the universe shine its favor and slide upon you, because we all deserve the life that we want. And depending on your circumstances, you can come out of anything. The harder your circumstance, if you overcome that obstacle, you'll be stronger than the people who had it easier than you, and that's just a fact. It's just going to take a lot of work, and not everything's going to be easy. There's going to be moments in life that suck, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to take the action, because nobody else can find happiness besides you. Because reality and everything is just a perception. You might have been wronged, but how you react to it and how you move going forward is ultimately going to shape who you're going to become. So I think those are some of the most profound words I've said. I've been reading a little bit more, so those aren't exactly my own thoughts or own words, but hopefully my knowledge that I've gained, I can pass on to you, and hope you can pass that knowledge on to others. Anyways, your boy Mitra out now.